Have you ever wanted a really powerful AI to look over your code, but you just can't risk sending your company's valuable secrets up to the cloud? Well, today we're going to build exactly that, an AI code assistant that runs entirely on your Mac, keeping all of your work 100% private. I mean, this is the big question for developers right now, isn't it? You want to use these incredible AI tools to find bugs and just write better code. But there's no way you can send proprietary stuff to some third-party service. Today, we're going to solve that problem for good. And I absolutely love this analogy because it just perfectly captures the idea. You see, instead of scanning your entire project every single time, which would be super slow, this tool is smart. It focuses only on your uncommitted Git changes, literally the code you are writing right now. This gives you instant feedback when it matters most. So here's our game plan. First, we'll talk about what makes this tool so special. Then, we're going to get our hands dirty and walk through the full macOS installation and setup. After that, we'll see it in action, dive into its most powerful features, and then we'll wrap it all up. Sound good? Let's go. Right. So this isn't just another linter. This is full-on AI analysis with 3 huge benefits: total privacy, absolutely 0 subscription fees, and you have complete control over how it runs on your own machine. The real power here is how all these features come together. Because it's 100% local, your code is always safe. It's totally language agnostic, so it doesn't matter if you're writing Python, C++, or something else entirely. And it's continuously monitoring your latest work, so that feedback is always immediate. And you can actually trust it. I mean, look at this. With 91% test coverage across almost 800 unit tests, this is not some hobby project. It's a robust professional-grade tool that's built to be reliable, day in and day out in your workflow. Okay, let's get into the practical stuff. If you're on a Mac, this next part is for you. We're going to walk through the entire installation, from the prerequisites to getting the scanner itself up and running. And you'll see it's actually surprisingly easy. So, before we install the scanner itself, we just need to make sure we have 4 prerequisites. Now, if you're a developer on a Mac, you probably have some of these already. We need Python, Git, of course, Universal Ctags for code indexing, and ripgrep for just ridiculously fast searching. But don't worry, one simple command will grab all of them for you. The installation is literally just 3 steps. First, you run that one Homebrew command to get all the tools we just talked about. Second, you install UV, which is a new, super fast Python package manager. And then finally, you just use UV to install the code scanner. And that's it. Once that's done, you're ready to configure it. All right, the scanner's installed. Now we need to connect it to an AI model. Basically give it a brain. And the cool part is, this brain will be running locally, right there on your machine. You've got 2 fantastic free options to choose from. So which backend you choose really just depends on how you like to work. Ollama is amazing for folks who live in the command line, and it's super optimized for Apple Silicon, so it runs incredibly well on modern Macs. On the other hand, LM Studio gives you a full graphical interface, which is perfect for easily downloading and playing around with different AI models. Whichever you pick, you just set one line, the backend key, in your config file. Now listen up, because this is the single most important setting in your configuration, the context limit. You can think of this as the AI's short-term memory. It's the maximum amount of information it can juggle at one time. This setting is required, and you really want to set it to at least 16,384. This ensures the AI has enough brain power to look at your code, understand your instructions, and use its own tools effectively. Okay, everything is installed and configured. Now we get to the fun part, actually running the scanner and watching the AI analyze your code in real time. This is where it all comes together. And the process is really simple. First, just make sure your local LLM server, whether that's Ollama or LM Studio, is actually running. Then, pop open your terminal, go to your projects directory, and run the code scanner command, pointing it to your config file. The scanner will kick off and just keep running in the background, monitoring for changes until you tell it to stop with Control-C. You know what I love about this? The output is beautifully simple. There's no complex UI or dashboard to learn. The scanner just creates a single Markdown file right inside your project folder. And as the AI finds potential issues, it writes them directly to this file, in real time. So you get that immediate feedback without ever having to leave your code editor. So just scanning your changed files is already really powerful. But this next part, this is where the real magic happens. By giving the AI the ability to explore your entire code base, it can understand the full context of your changes. And that leads to way deeper insights. Let's go back to our proofreader analogy for a second. The AI tools we're about to talk about are basically like giving that diligent proofreader a library card. So now, instead of only looking at the new sentences you've written, it can get up, walk over to the bookshelf, which is your entire code base, and pull down other files to check for consistency, find definitions, and really understand the project's whole architecture. These tools basically give the AI superpowers. It can search the entire repository for any piece of text, it can read any file it thinks it needs for more context, it can instantly find where a function is defined, and it can even explore directories to understand your project's structure. This is what enables that incredibly deep architectural level analysis. So you might be wondering, how does it handle all this information without getting overwhelmed? Well, it's really smart about managing the AI's limited attention. It automatically saves about half of its memory for your actual source code and uses the other half for its own internal prompts, tools, and generating the response. This intelligent balancing act is the key to making sure the analysis is always reliable.
Okay, so let's zoom out for a second. We've just installed and configured a completely private, incredibly powerful AI code assistant. Now let's put it all together and talk about why this is such a game changer for how you develop software.
When you boil it all down, the impact of a tool like this comes down to 4 things. You get total privacy, period. Your code stays yours. You get this incredible efficiency with feedback happening as you type, not later. You get much deeper insights because the AI sees the big picture. And it's fully customizable, so you can literally teach it your team's specific coding standards using plain English.
And really, that's the ultimate question to think about. When you have an expert assistant that's free, completely private, and understands your entire project, how does that fundamentally change how you work every single day? This isn't just another linter or another tool, it's a whole new way of building software.